Identify each of the following as an expression to be simplified or an equation to be solved. Then simplify the one that is an expression and solve the one that is an equation. In part A, we have 2x over 3 plus x over 4 minus 11 halves. Notice that there is no equal sign with something on both sides of it. This example in part A is an expression. And what we need to do with this expression is perform the indicated operations. So we need to add and subtract these terms. In order to do that, we need a lowest common denominator. A lowest common denominator of 3, 4, and 2 is 12. So let's build each of these fractions up so that they have that denominator of 12. So take 2x over 3 times 4 in the numerator and denominator. Take your second fraction, x over 4 times 3 in both the numerator and denominator. And lastly, we've got a minus 11 halves. Here, take the numerator and denominator both times the value of 6. Now, each of these denominators is 12. So let's write one long fraction bar and begin to clean up the numerators. Up front, we have a 2x times 4, or 8x, plus the product of x times 3, or let's call that 3x, and minus 66. Combining like terms, that's 11x minus 66 all over 12. As a last step, we might see if we can simplify by canceling common factors. So that numerator in factored form, as we pull out our greatest common factor of 11, becomes 11 times x minus 6. That's all over 12. Nothing cancels, however, so this expression is in its simplest form after we've performed the indicated operations. Now let's look at part B. Notice that it contains the same terms as part A. However, it has an equal sign, something on both sides. This is an illustration of an equation. We're going to solve it. Find the value of x that satisfies this equation and makes it true. Let's start by getting rid of fractions here. So we can actually multiply both sides of this equation through by a lowest common denominator of 12 and get rid of those fractions. 12 times 2x over 3. The 3 cancels into 12 4 times, and 4 times 2x is 8x. 12 times x over 4. 4 cancels into 12 3 times, and 3 times x is 3x. That's equal to 2 goes into 12 6 times, and 6 times 11 is 66. This gives 11x is 66, or x is equal to 6. It's always a good idea to check these rational equations. Let's go ahead and do that. So is 2 times 6 over 3 plus 6 over 4 equal to 11 halves? That's a 12 thirds, or 4, plus 6 fourths is 1 1/2. Is that equal to, in mixed form, this is 5 1/2? Well, sure, 4 plus 1 1/2 is 5 1/2. That's a true statement. So we've solved this equation. Let's identify the solution by saying the solution set is the number 6.